Welcome to the TOEFL listening section. In this part, you will hear one or more conversations in an academic or campus context, such as a discussion between a student and a professor, or between two students. You may take notes while listening. Listen to part of a conversation. You will hear it only once, so listen carefully. After the conversation, you will answer questions about what you heard. Some questions will ask you about main ideas and details. Others will ask about implied meaning, speaker attitude, or how ideas relate to one another. Use both what is stated and what is implied to answer.
Good afternoon, Dr. Morales. Thank you for meeting with me during office hours to talk about invasive species management for my thesis.
Good afternoon, Jason. Tell me what aspect of invasive species management you want to focus on. Prevention, control, restoration, or policy?
I am most interested in practical control methods and how managers choose among mechanical removal, chemical treatments, and biological control.
That is a core question. Choosing a strategy depends on the species biology, the invaded ecosystem, and the stage of invasion.
Could you give an example of how stage of invasion changes the management approach?
Yes. Early detection and rapid response is ideal. If a population is small and localized, managers can remove it mechanically or contain it and achieve eradication.
What happens if detection is late?
Once an invasive is established and widespread, eradication is often impossible. Then management shifts to containment, impact reduction, and restoration of native species.
Could you explain trade-offs among control methods in a real case study?
Take zebra mussels in the Great Lakes. Mechanical removal can work on boats and intake pipes. Chemical treatments can kill mussels, but risk harming native invertebrates.
I read about biological control using predators or parasites. Is that a safe option for aquatic invasives?
Biological control can be effective, but carries risk. Introduced control agents can attack non-target species or disrupt food webs if not thoroughly tested.
So risk assessment is crucial before releasing a biological agent.
Exactly. Managers perform host specificity tests, ecological modeling, and small-scale trials before any release.
What about invasive plants like kudzu in the southeastern United States? How do managers deal with those?
For terrestrial plants, a mix of methods is common. Mechanical removal reduces biomass. Herbicide application can control regrowth. Long-term restoration requires replanting natives to prevent reinvasion.
Are there examples of biological control for plants that worked well?
Some classical biocontrol projects succeeded. For example, a weevil used against prickly pear cactus in Australia reduced impacts. But not all attempts are successful.
You mentioned policy earlier. How do legal frameworks influence management choices?
Regulations set quarantine measures, control what species can be imported, and mandate actions for listed invasive species. Policy also provides funding and authority for large-scale interventions.
What prevention measures at the pathway level are effective?
Ballast water management and shipping reduced introductions of aquatic organisms. Restrictions on the pet trade and public education about releasing pets into the wild also reduce pathways.
Citizen science seems popular for detection. Does that help managers?
Yes. Volunteers can expand monitoring capacity and report new sightings early. But managers must verify reports and maintain quality control.
I want my thesis to compare cost-effectiveness of different strategies. How do I design that analysis?
You will need cost data for interventions, estimates of ecological benefits, and a model of invasion dynamics. Include sensitivity analysis and consider discounting future costs and benefits.
Would including social costs, like effects on recreation, be reasonable?
Absolutely. Invasive species affect fisheries, tourism, and cultural resources. A comprehensive cost-benefit analysis should include those social values.
What about emerging techniques like genetic control? Are those being used?
Genetic methods like sterile insect techniques or gene drive are being researched. They promise targeted control, but raise ethical and ecological concerns and require regulatory review.
How do managers measure success in long-term projects?
Success metrics include reduction in invasive abundance, recovery of native populations, improved ecosystem function, and cost metrics. Long-term monitoring is essential to detect reinvasion.
Is restoration always part of the plan after removal?
Restoration is important. Removing an invasive can leave empty niches that other invasives fill. Active restoration with native species helps stabilize the system.
Can you give an example of a species where eradication was successful after early action?
Yes. On some islands, managers eradicated invasive rats after early detection using baiting and strict biosecurity. Those successes show the value of rapid action.
What are common barriers to effective invasive species management?
Barriers include limited funding, lack of public awareness, jurisdictional fragmentation, and difficulties in detecting low-density populations.
I am thinking of including stakeholder interviews in my study. Would that add value?
Stakeholder perspectives on acceptable methods and priorities are essential. Interviews can reveal local knowledge and social constraints that influence management success.
Do you have reading recommendations for methodology and case studies I should cite?
I will send you a selection of papers on integrated pest management, pathway policy, and case studies on zebra mussels, Asian carp, cane toads, and kudzu.
One last question. You mentioned rapid response earlier. Why is rapid response so emphasized in invasion science?
We emphasize rapid detection and response because once an invasive is established, eradication costs rise exponentially and restoration becomes more difficult.
That makes sense. Thank you. I will draft a proposal that compares early intervention with long-term containment and includes stakeholder interviews.
Good plan. Send me the draft, and we will discuss the study design and the statistics you will need.
Thank you for your time and guidance, Dr. Morales. I will get that to you next week.
You are welcome, Jason. Good luck with the proposal, and remember to include a clear monitoring plan.
Listen again to part of the conversation. Then answer the question.
We emphasize rapid detection and response because once an invasive is established, eradication costs rise exponentially and restoration becomes more difficult.
This concludes the conversation portion. For more TOEFL practice tests and study materials, visit Spinta.org.